possibly can.
Buildable Homes has every right to construct this housing development, and everyone in the community except AAHS wants it to happen.
Ms. Joseph, that's hardly stating it neutrally.
She's overcompensating in order to justify something that's blatantly immoral.
Mr. Walker, would you please inform Mr. Onuka that we are not here to debate my moral convictions?
Time out. Could everyone except the attorneys please step out?
Sir.
Thank you. Did you two miss the whole keep an open mind speech? Doesn't take a psychic to know that there's some baggage heating this thing up. Now, whatever it is, if you can't put it aside, we're wasting our time.
All I want is justice.
But then you're representing the wrong side.
I'm representing the side that my conscience has led me to represent. Can you say the same?
I'm not the one with a book to promote. Getting a little publicity, Mr. Onuka?
Oh.
That's as good a cue as any. You two won't be mediating anything anytime soon. I'm calling it right now. I'll notify the judge that you'll be reporting to court this afternoon.
Well, I hope you don't think you have a better shot in the courtroom.
Oh, actually, I do. The courtroom is no place for the faint of heart or the short of breath.
I told you that in confidence.
And it's in confidence that I'm telling you that you should back off of this case.
I'll see you in court.
AHS versus Buildable Homes.
Victor Onuka for the African American Heritage Society.
Teri Joseph for the respondent, Buildable Homes, Inc.
I'm told you two really made your mediator's day. Rest assured, if I get frustrated with you, you'll wish to God that I wasn't. You're up first, petitioner.
Thank you, Your Honor. We ask you to enjoin the defendant's construction on the land in question because that is clearly in the public interest. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of slaves were put to rest there. This land is brimming with history. Bleak and brutal history. The kind we must not forget by covering it with cement and lumber.
Hard to oppose that.
We oppose this injunction because decent, affordable housing for low-income families is a far more pressing public interest. Take a look at the streets of downtown, of any major city. You will find homeless living in despair and poverty. Then take a look at the current state of public housing. You will find overcrowding, violence, and drug abuse. Construction of this housing development will allow a lot of people to escape such living conditions. Conditions that nobody should have to live in.
So the ends justify the means? Haven't these people suffered enough from that kind of thinking? Slavery was a linchpin of the South's economy in the 18th and 19th century. That end justified slave auctions held in town squares with legal permits and police protection. Now, even unto death, these people ought to be exploited? How familiar for them. And how tragic for us.
Victor Onuka does not have to educate this court or me on the horrors of the African Holocaust. These victims are my ancestors, too. No one is condoning the travails suffered by the deceased. My client has in fact showed respect by offering to relocate the remains.
Why not build someplace else?
We researched that. Unfortunately, zoning laws and restrictions on developing low-income housing has limited buildable land options.
But this land is hallowed ground, consecrated by the blood and suffering of people who this country can never repay.
All right. It's getting late in the day. Let's pick this up in the morning.
that plate?
What?
Hand me that plate. What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm tired.
I'm tired, too. But I didn't ignore you all through dinner.
I wasn't ignoring you.
You know what? If you don't tell me what's on your mind, I'm gonna pop you with a towel.
Bird, don't do that. Stop, okay? I don't feel like playing. You don't want to know this.
If it's bothering you, yeah, I want to know.
You can't tell anybody, Bird. You gotta swear.
Baby, I swear.
Kenny's strung out on pills.
What?
Painkillers. I scored him some the last time he ran out because I didn't know how bad it was.
You scored him some.
Look, he was desperate. I did it. I shouldn't have, but I did.
Yeah, you got that part right, Lem. You shouldn't have helped him.
Look, Bird, please don't tell your sister.
I won't. Dry the dishes.
I thought you were going on dinner break. Yeah, I was. I just turn on the TV. Channel 2.
Okay.
Buildable Homes knows it, and you should know it, that this case is a glaring example of institutional racism. And we thank Reverend Bobby Baxter and Operation Rise Up for its generous support.
There's no thanks necessary when you're doing God's work. But what is fighting racism but God's work? And what is resisting oppression but God's work? So we cannot fail. Even when one of our own, one of our best and brightest, is hurled at us time and again. Teri Joseph represents the racist agenda of buildable homes, just as she represented the racist agenda of Wildflower Cola. She prevailed back then. But the good Lord is patient, and he loves justice. And I promise you, we will rise. We will rise. We.
Victor Anuka's cell number from your Palm Pilot.
Thank you.
God bless you. Everything's gonna be fine. See you.
Hello?
I obviously mistook you for someone with integrity. Can't win this case in court, so you're trying it in the press?
Trials are public for a reason, Teri. Perhaps you should ask yourself why you want to hide.
You're hiding behind Bobby Baxter, allowing him to attack me with things you can't say in court.
Reverend Baxter's reference to you defending Wildflower Cola was not my idea.
Oh, come on.
You shouldn't take cases if you're going to be ashamed of yourself for doing so later.
I'm not ashamed of anything.
Everyone is ashamed of something.
You're right. I'm ashamed of the way you're trying this case, and you don't have enough character to be ashamed of yourself. Hi, is Kenny around?
Yeah, he's right over there.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Big Bird. Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm your sister-in-law. I think I can stop by anytime I want to.
Well, usually you don't like to. You know, don't like getting oil on those expensive shoes you always sport.
Don't play. You aren't funny.
Yes, I am. So what's up? Everything cool with you and Lem?
Yeah. You know, we have our good days and our bad days. He claims I've changed since the accident, but I'm just trying to be me.